Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to build wealth while others struggle paycheck to paycheck, no matter how hard they work? Today, I want to talk about a financial concept that is simple but completely life-changing, and it starts with a question. What if you could guarantee that you were always paying yourself first before anyone else? Stick with me through this video, because I am going to explain exactly what that means with real examples and show you how you can start implementing it today in your own life. Right now, many of us get paid, and the first things we do are pay bills, pay debts, help other people, and then we look at what is left over for us. And the truth is, there is almost never anything left over for us. That pattern leads to living paycheck to paycheck, long-term stress, and a feeling that no matter how much you earn, you never get ahead. But what if I told you that the money you earn should serve you first, not last? You might be thinking that sounds selfish or unrealistic, but that is not what this is about. This is about building financial security, protecting your future, and making sure you have the resources to help others without sacrificing your own stability first. So let us break this down. Getting paid first from your paycheck before paying others is not just a slogan. It is a financial strategy used by wealthy people all around the world. Most financial advisors agree that you must prioritize saving, investing, and planning for your future before you start allocating money to all the other demands in your life. Let me ask you this. If you paid the electric bill first every month, but you never set aside money for a major repair like your car breaking down, what would happen when that repair came due? You would be forced to borrow money, or use a credit card, or borrow from friends or family, because you never prepared for your own future needs. This is exactly what happens when we pay others first. We pay for things that demand our money now and leave nothing for ourselves. And at the end of the month, we feel stressed about how to pay for the next thing that comes up. There is a phrase in personal finance that says, pay yourself first. But what does that really mean? Paying yourself first means that the moment your money hits your bank account, you immediately treat your own future needs as the top priority. That means before you pay your rent, your phone bill, your gym membership, or even before you buy dinner, you first set aside a portion of your income for your savings, investing, and financial goals. It is not because these other payments do not matter. It is because if you never take care of your own financial future, no one else will. Let me give you a recent example. A study published in 2025 by a major financial research organization showed that people who consistently saved at least 20% of their income were 10 times more likely to build a financial cushion and weather emergencies without going into debt, compared to those who saved less than 5%. That is a huge difference. Yet most people are saving less than 5% of their income. Why? Because they pay everyone else first. They pay bills, they pay for entertainment, they pay for other people's emergencies, and then they think maybe there is something left over for them. There almost never is. So how does paying yourself first work in practice? Here is a simple breakdown. Imagine you earn money, and on payday you first set aside a fixed percentage of your income into savings or investments. This could be 10%, 15%, 20%, or more, depending on your goals. Then after that, you pay your bills. Then after that, you pay other expenses. What you will find is something magical happens over time. That money you set aside starts to grow and gives you financial breathing room. But I know what you might be thinking. That sounds great, but I have bills to pay. I have rent to pay. What if I cannot afford to save first? That is a very real concern. And it is true that if you are living on the edge, you might not be able to save a large amount right away. But paying yourself first is not about how much you save. It is about the mindset shift. It is about deciding that your future matters. It is about reorganizing your priorities so that your future self is not an afterthought. And you can start small. You could start with 2% or 3% or even $1. What is important is that you make paying yourself first a habit that comes before everything else. Now I want to share a real example story that shows the power of this principle in action. This is the story of two colleagues I once knew, named Alex and Jordan. Both of them graduated from the same university with the same degree and landed jobs in the same city. Their starting salaries were almost identical, but their financial outcomes 10 years later ended up completely different. When they got their first paychecks, Alex made a decision that would change his life. Instead of using all of his earnings to buy the latest gadgets or go out with friends every weekend, he decided to pay himself first. On his first payday, he opened a separate savings account and transferred 10% of his paycheck into that account before doing anything else. Then he set up an automatic monthly transfer so that every time he got paid, that 10% went into savings without him having to think about it. At first, it was hard. He had rent to pay and friends asking him to go out. But he stuck with it. He cut back on unnecessary expenses, he made more home-cooked meals, and he used public transportation instead of buying a car right away. Meanwhile, his colleague Jordan did not take the same approach. Jordan paid his bills first and then spent what was left on eating out, concerts, games, and gifts for friends. He did not save any of his income. Jordan thought that saving could wait until he earned more money or his bills were lower. 10 years later, the differences between Alex and Jordan's financial situations were striking. Alex had not only saved a significant amount, but he also invested his savings in low-cost index funds and a retirement account. His nest egg had grown considerably. When a major health expense hit his family, he was able to pay for it without stress. He was also able to put a down payment on a home without taking on high-interest debt. Jordan, on the other hand, found himself with very little savings. When his car broke down, he had to borrow from credit cards and friends. He was still living paycheck to paycheck, and he had no emergency cushion at all. The key difference between Alex and Jordan was not how much they earned or how smart they were. It was one simple habit. Alex paid himself first, and Jordan did not. So what can you take away from this story? First, paying yourself first is not a luxury reserved for wealthy people. It is a strategy that anyone can start using right now. Second, paying yourself first means making your savings and investments a priority every time you get paid. And third, the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow and work for you. If Alex had waited 5 years before saving, he would not have seen nearly as much progress. That is the power of compounding. Now you might be wondering how exactly you can begin paying yourself first. Let me give you practical steps you can start using today. Step 1. Calculate your current expenses. List out all your monthly expenses, including fixed costs like rent, utilities, and groceries. Then list variable costs like entertainment, dining out, shopping, and subscriptions. This will give you a clear picture of how you are currently spending your money. Next, decide on the amount you want to save each month. If you are new to saving, start with a small amount like 5% and gradually increase it over time. The exact percentage is not as important as the habit of saving first. Step 2. Open a separate savings account or investment account. When you have a dedicated account for savings, you are much less likely to spend that money. You should also consider automating your savings so that every time you get paid, the money is automatically transferred into your savings account before you see it. That removes the temptation to spend it. Step 3. Keep track of your spending. This will help you find areas where you can cut back and put more money towards savings and financial goals. There are many budgeting apps that can help with this, and the key is not perfection, but consistency. Step 4. Review your progress regularly. Set a time each month to look at how much you have saved and how your investments are growing. This will reinforce the habit and keep you motivated. Step 5. Set clear goals. Whether it is saving for a home, a car, retirement, or an emergency fund, having clear goals will make the habit of paying yourself first more meaningful. Now you may be thinking, what about helping others? Is paying yourself first selfish? The answer is no. Paying yourself first does not mean you never help others. It means you create a foundation of stability so that when you do help others, you are not putting yourself at risk. Helping others from a place of strength is much more sustainable than helping others from a place of scarcity. And here is a question for you to think about. What would your life look like if you had an emergency fund that could cover any surprise without stress? What if you could take advantage of opportunities without worrying about money? What if you could help others more because you had resources to do so? These are not hypothetical questions. They can become your reality if you start prioritizing yourself first. I want you to imagine a future where, when life throws a curveball, you are not scrambling. Instead, you are ready, confident, and in control. This is the essence of paying yourself first. It is a mindset shift that transforms how you approach money in life. And it all starts with one simple choice. Before we move further, I want to ask you another question. If you had an extra $100 in your bank account today, would you use it to save, or would you spend it? Your answer reveals a lot about your current financial habits and tells us where you might need to make changes. Now let us talk about some mistakes people make when trying to pay themselves first. One common mistake is waiting until they feel like they have enough money. That day rarely comes. Instead, you must make saving automatic and non-negotiable. The second mistake is not having a plan. People save money, but they do not know why they are saving, and as a result, the money gets spent on something else. When you have specific goals, your savings becomes purposeful. The third mistake is looking for perfection. If you miss a month, or you have an unexpected expense and you can't save, that does not mean you should give up. You simply start again next month, and you strengthen the habit over time. Now I want you to think about this. What if your financial struggles are not because you earn too little, but because you have never prioritized your financial future? What if the way you organize your paycheck could change everything? When you pay yourself first, you are telling your future self that you matter, that your goals matter, that your financial security matters. And at this point, you might be asking, how much should I be saving each month? There is no one-size-fits-all answer. But many experts recommend starting with at least 10% of your income and increasing that percentage as your earnings grow. Remember, the goal is not to save everything. The goal is to save consistently. And once you start seeing progress, you will be motivated to do more. Now let us go deeper, because this is where most people either succeed or give up. You might understand the idea of paying yourself first, but implementation is where the real challenge begins. So let me ask you another question. What usually happens after the first month, when motivation fades and real-life expenses show up? This is where systems matter more than willpower. People who successfully pay themselves first do not rely on discipline alone. They rely on automation and structure. Automation is one of the most powerful tools you can use in personal finance. When money is automatically moved out of your checking account into savings or investments, you are far less likely to spend it. You are essentially removing the decision-making process. Think about this. If you never see the money in your spending account, you never feel like you lost it. It simply becomes normal to live on what remains. This is exactly what Alex did in the story I shared earlier. He did not decide every month whether to save. He made the decision once and then let automation do the work. Now imagine if Jordan had done the same thing. How different would his life look today? Another important piece of paying yourself first is understanding lifestyle inflation. This is a silent wealth killer. Lifestyle inflation happens when your income increases and your spending increases at the same pace, or even faster. You get a raise, and suddenly you upgrade your phone, your car, your apartment, or your habits. Before you know it, you are earning more but saving nothing. Let me ask you this. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your savings double too? Or would your expenses absorb everything? This is a critical question. People who pay themselves first lock in their savings rate before lifestyle inflation takes over. Every time their income increases, they increase their savings first and then adjust their lifestyle second. This one habit alone separates those who build wealth from those who remain stuck. Now I want to share another real-life example. A woman named Sarah worked in the same company as several of her peers. They all received a salary increase after a few years. Sarah decided that 50% of her raise would go directly into savings and investments. Her peers upgraded their lifestyles immediately. New cars, better apartments, more expensive vacations. 5 years later, Sarah had enough saved to leave a job she no longer enjoyed and start a small business. Her peers were still dependent on their paychecks because their expenses had grown alongside their income. The difference was not intelligence or luck. It was intentional financial behavior. Now let us talk about where the money you pay yourself first should actually go. This is very important. Paying yourself first does not mean putting everything into a single savings account forever. There are different stages. The first stage is building an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money set aside to cover unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, or temporary job loss. Most experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This fund gives you peace of mind and prevents you from going into debt when life happens. Ask yourself this. If you lost your income tomorrow, how long could you survive without borrowing money? That answer tells you exactly how strong your financial foundation is right now. Once your emergency fund is in place, the next stage is investing. This is where your money starts working for you. Investing allows your savings to grow faster than inflation and helps you build long-term wealth. This could include retirement accounts, index funds, or other long-term investment vehicles, depending on your situation. The key idea is that the money you pay yourself first should be assigned a purpose. Money without a purpose is easily spent. Money with a purpose builds your future. Now let us address another common objection. Some people say, I will start paying myself first once my debts are paid off. This sounds logical, but it often backfires. If you wait until all debts are gone, you may never start saving. Instead, a balanced approach works best. You can pay yourself first while also making progress on debt. Even if it is a small amount, you are building the habit and mindset of prioritizing yourself. Remember, paying yourself first is not just about money. It is about identity. You are becoming someone who values their future. Now I want to challenge you with a powerful question. What would happen if you treated your savings like a bill that must be paid every month, no matter what? Most people never miss rent or electricity payments because the consequences are immediate. But they constantly miss saving for their future because the consequences feel distant. Paying yourself first turns saving into a non-negotiable obligation. Now let us talk about consistency. Consistency beats intensity every time. Saving a small amount every month for years is far more powerful than saving a large amount occasionally. This is why paying yourself first works so well. It creates consistency. Even during difficult months, even during busy periods, the habit continues. Now imagine looking back 5 or 10 years from now and realizing you consistently paid yourself first the entire time. How different would your life look? Would you feel less stressed, more confident, more in control? Chances are the answer is yes. Now let us move into practical steps you can take starting today. First, decide your starting percentage. If you are unsure, start with 5%. The important thing is to start. Second, open or designate a separate account for this purpose. This creates a psychological barrier that protects your savings. Third, automate the process. Set your transfer to happen on payday. Not at the end of the month, not when you feel like it, but immediately when you get paid. Fourth, increase your percentage gradually. Every 3 to 6 months, increase your savings rate by 1 or 2%, if possible. You will be surprised how little you feel the difference. Fifth, protect your savings. Do not use it for non-essential spending. Respect the boundary you created. Now here is something many people do not talk about. Your environment matters. If everyone around you spends impulsively, it becomes harder to save. You may need to limit exposure to constant spending temptations or surround yourself with people who value financial growth. This does not mean cutting off friends. It means being intentional about your influences. Now let me ask you one more question. Who benefits most when you do not pay yourself first? The answer is everyone except you. Banks benefit, credit card companies benefit, advertisers benefit. But you remain stuck. Paying yourself first flips the script. You become the first beneficiary of your own hard work. Now let us revisit Alex and Jordan one final time. Alex did not become wealthy overnight. He simply made small, consistent decisions over time. Jordan did not fail because he was careless. He failed because he never made himself a priority. And here is the most important takeaway. You do not need to earn more to start paying yourself first. You need to decide differently with the money you already have. Income helps, but behavior matters more. So here's my challenge to you. After watching this video, take 10 minutes and set up a system to pay yourself first. Even if it is a small amount, even if it feels uncomfortable, that discomfort is growth. Ask yourself this. If not now, then when? Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. And the beautiful thing is this. Once you start paying yourself first, momentum builds. Confidence builds. Opportunities open up. You stop reacting to money problems and start planning your life intentionally. So let me leave you with this final thought. Every paycheck is a vote for the kind of future you want. Will you continue paying everyone else first and hope there is something left? Or will you decide today that you come first? The choice is yours. And it starts with the very next paycheck. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and also smash that notification bell so that you will be the first one to be notified when we upload new videos. And finally, thank you for watching until the end. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed.